1995, and primarily my experience lies with setting up new organizations, which I have done successfully in the past 3 assignments, including my current one. I come from this small town in up north, Jammu and Kashmir. And interestingly, when I was growing up, I never ever traveled out of Jammu. So it was during when I went to do my engineering, that's the first time I boarded a train. I saw how a train looks like from inside. And call it, nuisances on the job. I have clocked, I think, more than 15,000 kilometers on a plane after that. Right now, so in my current role, I lead the India business of LogMeIn. Interesting? Okay, so if this is not interesting, let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about babies. Anyone has any clue how many babies are born every second in the world? You're pretty close. I'll break the suspense. It's 5 babies born per second. Looks like a huge number, but if I look at the number of mobile devices that are getting sold every second, I think that 5 baby, they still have a lot of catching up to do. So what does this mean? This means we are looking at 25 billion devices across the world by 2015, which is going to have an impact of $4.5 trillion, which is going to surpass the mobile phone market. And if we continue growing at that pace, we are looking at 1 trillion devices by 2015. So why the hell I'm here and what I'm doing here? Because we are already part of this revolution. We are pretty much impacting this space on a daily basis, and we have done that successfully. We're a very smart, young organization, 10 years old, NASDAQ listed, 166 million in revenue, 615 employees worldwide, and today we have 55 million devices connected through our Gravity platform, which translates to 55 million actual users spread across the world. So what we have done, we have leveraged our Gravity platform to capitalize on the 3 biggest trends of the last 2 decades. When it was PC era, we helped organizations manage those PCs remotely in an efficient manner. And when we moved to the mobile world and the mobile disruption happened, we maintained that leadership status and continued helping organizations manage the mobile support challenges. And now we are already part of this game, connecting any object, not only limiting to IT projects, IT devices. So, sorry. So a quick snapshot of LogMeIn. We do a lot of things, okay? But if I ask, the general feedback I get in the public space, what does LogMeIn do? We are a remote access management company. That is very true, because that's how we started. But today we have a lot more things to our credit, and we do a lot bigger work. For example, the Zively, the Connected Object Cloud, is what is preparing us an organization for the future. We also have beautiful audio and web conference solution, which can replace your existing ones, called JoinMe, a very easy and robust and simple to deploy solution. But I'm here today to talk about what are our learnings in our customer engagement business. Because there is this very underutilized, weapon in every organization's arsenal, and that is the support and call center. And being in this field for so long, we understand how organizations struggle with providing that, wow customer experience to their customers. And we have seen organizations, having beneficial, returns when they really start acting towards that. There's a huge market for us in India, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. So what you feel is real customer experience. What is good customer experience? Is it the look, the smell, the sound, the device, the user interface? Whatever we looked at just now, these are all great brands. They really don't need to endorse their brand anymore, and not that they are stopping at that. But the moment we look at a Jaguar or a Harley or a Apple products or a Google, they have given us what users really wanted. But despite whichever industry you are from, there are three changes which impact every industry across the world, and most of the industries across the world. Irrespective of what are the parameters you want to set to manage your customer expectation, I expect that these are the three challenges you will most often come across. So let's look at each one of them. When I was growing up, we had a TV in our house with a shutter and all, and it was really, really simple. All we had was like, well, a single socket, an antenna, then came the SCART. But if I look at the TVs now, they are much more complex. Again, when I was growing up, Levi's was my favorite brand, and when I walked into Levi's store, they had only one offer for me. It's a standard and it's a 501. If I go to levis.com today, and if I apply a filter with my specifications, they have only 75 styles to fit me. And while there is complexity in the products, there's a huge increase in complexity in the interaction, the way a customer interacts with your brand, and as a brand, how you interact with customer. Customers has multiple channels to reach you. They have more questions today. And as a brand, unless you have the right channel to really reach out to these customers and listen to them, you might be missing a big piece of the opportunity. And not that customers are really liking, this complexity as much as we don't like that as brands. Customer wants simple interaction with you as a brand, whether they're walking into your store or they're visiting you online. But they want simplicity. Complexity is never their idea. And while this is happening, and then just interestingly, 2009, I think in a similar forum, I did a talk like this, and I was very surprised that half the people in the room didn't have a smartphone that time. Talking about, it was still debatable whether really you want to, go for mobile advertising or not. Today, that could sound like a very silly question because mobiles are everywhere. Every hour of the day, we have a device with us. For example, a customer who walks into your store may be looking at your website at the same time. When he's sleeping in his bed, or not sleeping, but yeah, when he's lying in his bed, he may still be buying from your website. And let's look at Sony, why they are promoting the idea of waterproof tablets, because they know that this is what the Gen Z wants today. How do they enable people to shop when they are in shower or watch a movie, when they are in a bathtub? So basically, mobiles are everywhere. And while mobile adoption is on the rise, we are becoming less and less forgiving to a bad customer experience, a bad customer interaction, lack of knowledge on the other side. And if you look at this data point, as a brand, if we want to measure the satisfaction level of a customer pre and post sale, the typical question we should be asking us, do we want this customer as our customer? And if the answer is yes, we better take some action on that. In parallel, customers are becoming more impatient. 51% of the customers will not make a second attempt to reach you if they don't get a response from you in the first instance. They definitely want to share their experience with you, and as I'm going to talk about, in a few moments, unless you are providing the right channel to them, they don't want to talk about it, but they are really willing to share about it, and there's a lot of difference between talking and sharing. They want to let you know that they had a bad experience, but they will not call you, or they will not take call from you and, really answer that question. Again, and to enhance the customer experience, a lot of companies are looking at setting up call centers, BPO, support centers, and so on and so forth, which was great, if we were still in the older world. But today, the user needs, expectation, they are more impatient. It's all changing. One of the common themes I have been hearing is, if you have a complaint against a brand, you get better response if you post it on Twitter than actually walking into the service center, and which is so true, because I can't agree more to that. The talk time of user is dropping. The time they are spending on apps is increasing. The data card, the data plan bills are on the rise. So what is it leading to? It's leading to that, silent generation who doesn't want to talk, but they want to tell still. So that doesn't sound like good news. That's bad news, because it's not serving your business. It's not good for either customer or for the brand. The good news is while customers are becoming more and more silent, there are options available to really, provide that channel for the customer that they really prefer. But the question is, in our world, when there is always a debate, between the trade-off on CSAT versus the cost associated with that. So the cost of providing a channel which is interactive, which is text-based, and which has a human touch on other side sounds like a daunting task, and it's very, very expensive. But if we look at this graph, you will know that chat, a simple chat, is a channel which is more expensive than only one other option, and that's self-service. So that sounds like good news. But India is really, really, lagging on the adoption curve here, way behind the global trends. So what? So here's the new world. You have to cater to your customers. We spoke about the attributes. So how do you ensure that you provide that particular glue, that channel, that kind of interaction to the customers? Because customers don't want to talk about it, but they are willing to spend their dollar, their rupees with you if you as a brand are able to live up to their expectations. Let's go back to the retail example again, So today when I go to Levi's, Levi's has 75 options for me. They have regular fit, slim taper, boot cut, and it goes on. And when I'm confused, all I want is, I want to buy my jeans on Levi's.com, and all I'm looking for is someone who can ask me, can I help you? So, because I want to be assured of the fact that I'm buying the right product. The same thing, I also spoke with the TV example. Can I help you? But there is a stark difference between Levi's and the TV, because Levi's is a consumable. I bring it home and I wear it and I forget that. But a TV, I probably will have to go for a after-sales support, or I will have to call them. So what I want, and moreover, fixing those complex parts with, because I today have options of a USB, a Ethernet, a HDMI, a coax cable, and it just goes on and on, right? What I expect from the TV brand is, let me fix that for you. You don't struggle. And that gives me a wow customer experience. If we go back to, so that's consumer side of the story, but if we look what we as enterprise want, we want a customer to first buy from us. We want that customer to start using that and keep using that. And we want that customer to come back to us to buy more and refer to our friends, his friends and relatives. And there are huge dollars. All of us, in our company, we see, being spent on advertising and marketing. But it looks like there is some kind of, a disconnect on the expectation. Can we have some respect for that $7 a click that we are paying to AdWords to get a customer click on our website? Because while we are investing money on generating, that interest from the customer, getting a customer into our store or our website, we are not showing that urgency to close a sale. because that customer typically gets neglected. And we, I think in panel discussion and a lot of other presentation today, we spoke about IT creating value to the business. This is what is the value that IT can take back to sales and marketing and CFO. So while we need to, help these customers at every, I would say, hop of their engagement cycle, but two key things which kind of stand out. One, pre and post sale, reassuring the customer that he has bought the right product and he has the right solution. And when the product becomes highly technical, then how can you fix it, wherever the customer is? So we offer, we bring up two of tools from LogMeIn. One is called BoldChat and one is Rescue. I'm going to quickly run through this. So what we understand, this is a chat solution. So your key takeaway from this presentation could be that are you leveraging the power of chat? You can buy from us or from other options, but are you really thinking on those lines? Because it meets business objectives for you as well as your customer, as well as for your business, as well as for your finance. And then we have seen, results which come in the form of, less shopping abandonments, enhanced customer revenue, satisfaction, and we have, coming to the second tool, sorry, I think, okay. So anyway, these are the typical benefits which our customers have derived by implementing this. The second tool, which is again self-explanatory, which helps you manage IT or technology devices like your routers and peripherals, your gadgets, basically your tablets and any of the mobile device that we are talking about, which we want to manage. And there is a great adoption across multiple verticals in this space. And the matrices are, no fault found returns. So device coming back to your factory without any fault, and you are spending a lot of money on the shipment alone. So few of our customers who have adopted this have seen excellent value, increasing their net promoter score from negative to many points. So this is our story, and this is part of our customer engagement story. And as you can see, we are today helping half the world, or maybe more than that. So if you are, I look forward to interact with you if you really want to talk a little bit more about this. I'm going to be around. We are not salespeople, and that's the reason I haven't got any of my sales team members here. It's just me and my colleague from marketing, Khushbu. We are going to be around, so feel free to give us a shout if you need us. Thank you very much.